Time. We all fear it. From the moment you are born, you start approaching the inevitable doomsday. Every day draws closer and closer, and yet many of us fail to realize its relentless march. Each day becomes a battleground, where we are driven by our survival instinct to avert that dreaded outcome. And when the time comes, we hope that we did everything all right, that we spent our precious time in a meaningful way. What man really fears is not so much extinction, but extinction with insignificance. Ernest Becker. With the gradual decline of religion in modern age, many individuals are confronted with the dilemma of meaninglessness and mortality on their own. Without a higher power to guide them or an inevitable salvation, they often find themselves facing the prospect of a dark abyss at life's end. How can one find purpose in such a situation? As a result, many individuals choose to escape from the harsh reality through various means of numbing their minds, such as substance abuse, pornography, shopping, or gambling. Each lost soul seeks its own vice as a coping mechanism. In a world where our time is finite and traditional sources of meaning seem elusive, some may ask, why not simply make life enjoyable in the short term? It becomes a tempting option for those who struggle to find deeper meaning. They may adopt a hedonistic approach, seeking pleasure and gratification as a way to momentarily distract themselves from the existential questions that plague them. However, while indulging in temporary pleasures may offer brief respite, it often fails to provide a lasting sense of fulfillment and purpose. The pursuit of pleasure alone can lead to a cycle of emptiness and dissatisfaction as the distractions wear off, leaving individuals to face their existential concerns once again. What if it didn't have to be this way? With modern technology advancing day by day, we could potentially reach a point where we conquer aging and terminal illnesses, perhaps even within our own lifetimes. Cellular rejuvenetion is the process through which cells undergo restoration, repair, and renewal, ensuring the preservation of their health and function. In recent years, scientists at the Salk Institute, in collaboration with Genentech, achieved remarkable success by applying this process to elderly and middle-aged mice, effectively erasing signs of aging. Following the treatment, the epigenetics of the treated animals closely resemble the epigenetics patterns observed in their younger counterparts. Importantly, no side effects were noticed, and they assert that the technique is both safe and effective in mice. The inevitable question arises: when will this groundbreaking process be safely applicable to humans as well? The notion of immortality appears incredibly alluring and intriguing. Should we actively strive to achieve it? Should we aim to transcend the inevitability of death? Wouldn't it be exhilarating to have an abundance of time to explore every facet life has to offer? To witness the human species evolve into an intergalactic civilization and marvel at the wonders of the universe? To possess enough time to master every skill you have ever dreamt of mastering? But what occurs once you have experienced everything? What excitement can life bestow upon you thereafter? Surely, there must be a limit to the breadth of experiences one can encounter. Novelty in life would eventually dwindle. According to the English moral philosopher Bernard Williams, the prospect of living forever would be dreadful. The reason for this lies in the fact that as time goes on, human life would become unbearably monotonous. To keep on living, we rely on new experiences that provide us with reasons to continue. However, with enough time passed, we would eventually exhaust all stimulating experiences available to us as individuals. Consequently, we would lose what Williams referred to as categorical desires, those desires that give us substantial reasons to keep living. Instead, we would only possess contingent desires, things that we might want to do if we are alive, but are not strong enough on their own to motivate us to stay alive. For instance, let's consider the desire to have heart surgery. While it is a desire that might encourage someone to continue living if they are already alive, it is not a desire significant enough to justify one's existence on its own. On the other hand, the desire to complete a book that one has been composing for decades is an example of categorical desire. It provides a compelling reason to carry on living. In essence, Williams warns that without even new and meaningful experiences, the drive to continue living would diminish, leading to an unfulfilling and tedious eternity. If you were paying attention, You would notice that many pieces of literature and movies from pop culture often warn us about immortality. It is often portrayed as more of a curse than a blessing. Take example of Jonathan Swift's satirical novel, Gulliver's Travels. The main character, Gulliver, encounters a unique race known as the Struldbrugs. These individuals are born with a peculiar mark on their foreheads, which signifies that they will live forever. At first, Gulliver assumes that Struldbrugs must be the most fortunate beings, blessed with eternal life. However, his perspective takes a drastic turn when he discovers the dark truth about their mortality. Contrary to Gulliver's initial belief, the Struldbrugs do not experience eternal youthfulness or endless joy. Instead, they continue to age without ever dying, a condition that proves to be their curse rather than a blessing. As time progresses, they suffer the relentless effect of aging, leading them into a state of decrepitude and madness. The unceasing passage of time condemns them to an eternity of physical and mental deterioration, rendering their lives increasingly miserable. The Struldbrugs, once esteemed as unique and enviable, become tragic figures in Gulliver's eyes. Their perpetual existence transforms them into pitiful creatures, scorned and shunned by ordinary humans who fear the consequences of eternal life without youth and vitality. Through the depiction of the Struldbrugs, Swift offers a poignant critique of the notion of immortality, revealing the undesirable consequences and the dark side of living forever. Struldbrugs' fate serves as a cautionary tale, emphasizing the importance of mortality and the cyclical nature of life, highlighting the value of natural flow of existence. Now, let's consider a scenario in which our civilization has achieved the remarkable feat of granting eternal life, and technological advancements have surged to unprecedented levels. Meet Josh, a 960-year-old man who has led an extraordinarily active and fulfilling life, until this point. He has achieved every aspiration he ever pursued, learned all that he desired, explored the farthest reaches of the globe, encountered countless fascinating souls, and excelled in multiple careers and hobbies during his extensive lifetime. Yet, at this moment, he finds himself struggling to discover anything captivating worth living for. Amidst a growing population of bored individuals like Josh, certain companies have devised a solution: fully realistic simulations offering alternative lives that can last for decades or even centuries once you enter them. Once immersed in these simulations, you become entirely oblivious to your real life, with no recollection of past memories until the simulation concludes. You essentially begin a new, living, and entirely different life, unaware of how you ended up in this alternative reality. It is as if you were reborn. The simulations include certain challenges, allowing you to select the level of difficulty for your new existence, much like choosing the difficulty level in a video game. Could this be our future? Is it conceivable that we might eventually reach a level of emptiness that leads us to seek literal escape from our present reality? And what if, without our awareness, we are already immersed in one of these simulations at this very moment? Would you choose immortality if presented with the opportunity? Delve into the depths of your imagination, contemplate the implications, and explore the myriad possibilities that immortality might bring to your life. Consider the exhilaration of endless exploration, the burden of witnessing countless generations pass, the joy of immersing yourself in the ever-changing tapestry of human existence, and the sorrow of potentially outliving those you hold dear. We invite you to share your thoughts and reflections on this intriguing question in the comments below. Also, consider becoming our patron. Your contribution through Patreon plays a pivotal role in sustaining and enhancing the quality of our content. It enables us to dedicate more time and resources to deliver engaging and meaningful content for you to enjoy. To join our Patreon community, simply click the link below in the description.